back, Outlaws. We are right at the same spot that you left us off at on the last episode. We're trying to find a little fuel issue that we've been having with the war horse. About 2 weeks ago, we had this truck absolutely down and perfect. Just pure perfection. Every place, every spot in the quarter mile, we were just perfect. But because we do this every day, and that boy is steady tuning every day, check him out. He's getting better. So he's like, Dad, I think if I do this and do this and do this, it'll give us a little bit more power. I said, well, I mean, go ahead, try it. And dude found some power. Fucking lot. But when you're already in 4-digit territory as far as horsepower, and you happen to find 15-20% more, that's a shit ton. Do the math. So he found that little spot, and with that new horsepower came a bunch of new shit. Now we're running out of fuel. Now we have to get the 60 foot back. Got the 60 foot back, got it leaving on a lot more than it's ever left on before. Run out of fuel. So we made a couple little adjustments, changed some filters, did a few things, and we think we've solved the issue. But we don't have 2 hours to drive back to the track. So we got a nice little test spot back here, right off the Gulf of America. Probably, as the crow flies, we're gonna be maybe a mile from the Vermilion Bay, which is the opening of the mountains of the Gulf of America. Right dead on the coast, the bottom of Louisiana. It's beautiful, this little road we're gonna try. We're only gonna make 2 test hits. We're gonna be real methodical about the way we do it. We have to be real slick getting in here and real slick getting out, because there's a Karen that lives on the corner right there. I'm not even gonna show her house because I don't want to do that to her. Karen in the corner. We're turning by her house right now. I'm sure the bitch can smell E85. We're gonna go down here a couple miles, make a hit, and by the time we get back to the square, there'll probably be a sheriff's department deputy waiting for us. So we gotta be real smart. And I'm not mad at it. I don't blame him. Wouldn't want fucking poodles to come do 150 mile an hour drive-bys by my house either. We're not gonna be that careless though. We're gonna pass down this little road first, study, make sure everything's good, turn around, make us 2 quick hits, and get the fuck out of here. Not try to be disrespectful to nobody. All right. Let me go see what the plan is. Hang on. It's a beautiful little spot out here. Super, super quiet. Super pretty. So pretty. Beautiful at sunset. Right now it's about 4 o'clock, so we've chosen the absolute hottest part of the day. It's got real nice asphalt, so it's gonna be greasy. But we know what to do on that, so we're gonna see. I really love it back here. It's beautiful. Super quiet. Just some asshole comes with his turbo truck. We're gonna turn around up here, and I'm gonna get right behind him, film a little bit, but he's gonna make 2 passes, 0 to 80, 90, shut it down, turn around, come back. Let me get this turned around. Man, it's a dusty ass road. Yep, that's what I figured.
Very dusty road. Really dusty. Blew it up. Blew the motor up. Damn. There you go, guys. Leaned her out. She's done.
There you go. I'll try it again. It's a little too dark. Huh?
It's blown up.
Motherfucker.
Leaned out.
Damn
Make sure
it.
it's not on fire. Pull it.
Blew it up. It happens. It happens. It was on a fucking rip, he said. Fuel pressure went to 75, and then in a split second it went down to fucking 40. Just in a split second, the safety couldn't even catch it. And the minute it leaned out, it blew the motor. Not sad, not a sad moment at all, because now I get to take it apart and I get to figure out why in the fuck it made so much horsepower and why the fuck did it live so fucking long, because it is nothing but junk in there. Junk, pure junk. It's okay though, because we have two more sitting in the shop just like it. I knew this was coming, so I've been saving parts. If we really want to hustle, we could have it back together in a couple days. But I know we're pretty busy in the shop, so we'll see what his motivation is. If he really wants to make that race this weekend, we'll make it. If he don't, we don't. But it's okay. She put a big old hole in the block. Which is typical. Leans out like that. The hardest thing you can do on the LS mode is lean that motherfucker out. That's where the rods can't take it. And the rods in that motor are just Gen 3. That's it. Not even good Gen 4 rods, just Gen 3, man. The rings had 300,000 miles on it. When I built that motor and went to check went to gap the rings, the rings were already gapped at 36, and I wore out the where I put that shit back in there and sent it, and that's that junk that we just been killing them since last November with. So we did a race week on that shit. Very impressed with our program right now, even though we got a blown motor in the back. We came out here to blow the motherfucker. That's why I brought the shit. So every time you see us in there, it's about business, and that's just part of our business. It is what it is. All right, let me get this back to the shop, and I'll get back with y'all. That was a few days ago. We've been busy as hell. New driveways coming in. There's a maniac on the skid over there. Got the blown GMC just about ready. OBS, him too, just right there. Motors. Got a little main stud action happening right there. Fixing to happen again right there. Got the Buck and Bronc all wired up and done. But the Holly was no more. So we're upgrading to a Sniper Deuce. We'll see what that's about. Exciting stuff happening, I'm telling y'all. Every time we make a motor change like this, we seem to make 2 steps up. We got a lot of good data from what we're seeing, and it's gonna make a hell of a difference. Can't wait to get that new driveway in, get that new dyno up. It's coming. Let's see what the UPS man got for me. Oh, driveway is looking good this morning. It's all crushed asphalt. We got another layer that's gonna go on top of all of it. That's how pack it down, get it all settled up layer. Should be plenty enough room to park about 3 or 4 trucks with trailers, race cars and whatnot. And then we're gonna do a big circle. So you'll have room to back up and unload, and no more issues with that. All right, let's get to motors, more motors. Got 4 motors to build in 4 days. It's right up my alley. And good thing we weren't prepping to go to that race anyway, or trying to hustle and put one of our little spare motors in, because it looks like it's gonna rain all weekend, so the race will probably be canceled anyway. Oh well, meant to be. Now to engines. Number 1 on the docket today, little 370 for our buddy Nick. Got the crank and camshaft in there. And if you can't do that with your hand, you ain't doing it right. It's gonna get some Gen 4 rods, flat tops, little floating pin. I like that. Fixing to go ahead and throw them some new rod bolts and get them in there. All right. Get back with you when it's done, because you know I don't show you how I do it. And it's not that my assembly process is uber top secret. It's not that. It's just I just don't feel like I need to get in to a debate about motor assembly. You know, the ring gap, setting the crank. Probably one of the most important things you can ever do in assembly is setting the crank. It took me a long time to figure that out, but it makes a huge difference. This is what our pistons kind of look like right before I put them in. Rings are on, new ARP rod bolts are on. Just got them kind of snug because I take them off when I assemble. Bearings are ready. I'll use different assembly lube depending on the application. Okay, so if I know it's a new build and the motor's gonna sit a while, I'll probably use something like that to assemble with. It's a little thicker, stay on the bearings longer. If it's gonna say I'm building it today and it's going in tomorrow and it's gonna run this weekend, I'll probably assemble it. Instead of assembly lube, I'll probably assemble it with the engine oil that we're gonna use it with. I've always done it. It seems to work out okay. As far as for ring gap, not up for debate. Everything I gap is to 35. My engines don't smoke, never do. And they've been tested up to 1,600 plus horsepower. Brylan's engine, God rest his soul. We went all the way to race week back. He probably put 2,000 miles on that engine. And if we didn't have a thimble, you know what a thimble is? Smaller than a shot glass, a thimble of moisture in that catch can of that whole time. So, bruh, not to get me to Just for Men, Silver Fox. It's rough doing videos when you don't like to look at yourself. Anyway, ring gap. If that motor's built right, those rings will be spinning in the cylinder as that engine's running. If your rings are staggered and everything's spinning, and you should never have issues. At 35, I found that ring will never grow enough to ever touch. And we've been tested past 30 pounds, and as far as for nitrous, I shoot a 300 shot on the fucking head. No issues. As far as for my cash can in my truck, after all the abuse I've put that motor through, I've checked it once since the engine was built when we got back from race week. And Brolin had a thimble, I had half of that. Nothing. No blow by, no full catch can full of fucking dumb shit, nothing. You know, I'm sure somebody's gonna have something to say about that, but I don't stagger the gap. Some people will gap the bottom ring more, some people got the top ring more. Everybody has the science behind it. I have a long time behind it. I've been doing it like this for a long time, and it works. And it's not about ring gap, it's not about the piston, it's not about the rod. Crank. If you want to know where the secret's at, it's in the crank. Always, always. Everything starts with the crank. It's the lifeline of the whole thing. If that crank harmonically isn't right in that engine, nothing will ever be. Learned that off them old junk ass 350s from the 80s and 70s. All right, enough talking shitty. Let's build engines. All right, let me not give you some information without explaining myself. Assembly lube. Assembly lube works great. Why I don't use it all the time. I found after the first oil change, the bottom of the first oil change, around your oil pan nut, you'll see a greasy, nasty, black-looking gel shit. It's assembly lube, washing out. Ends up at the bottom of your pan, gets through the oil pump, goes fucking everywhere. It eventually, a couple oil changes, you get all that shit out. I don't like the time that it spends in the motor. I just don't. I don't like having to dissolve all that gunk. So that's why. Still a good product. And if you're gonna leave your motor set up for a while, you know, you might get an engine built, and it's gonna be 4, 5, 6 months before you put it in or whatever. It's best to use a heavy assembly lube, because at least you'll have some kind of lubrication on the bearings when you fire it up. But this little engine right here is gonna fire up this weekend, so I'm gonna probably use the motor oil, put it together, and just eliminate that whole gunk process, getting the gunk out, simply do a washing out process. So that's why. Good stuff. I like to use it just in the right way. Just like that, another butterfly has gotten her wings. There we go. Pistons in, cams in, time change on. Time to move on to our oil pump. And a big old shout out to my buddy Ethan, who made that for us. I use that thing every day, brother. Thank you. All right, let's go. All right. On the oil pump. How to install the oil pump properly. There's about 9 million ways, it seems, that people want to install this oil pump. They like to pull this cover off. This little cover, like to pull this little cover off. And then they take shims and put shims around the gears and make sure that you have the exact same measurement on one side as the other, and it gets it perfect. I've done all that. I've wasted all that time. There's a couple of things that I do, and it just makes it so much simpler, right? Number one, Melling has a good way to explain how to install an oil pump, and this is what they say. All right, you put the oil pump on hand tight, right? You wanna still be able to just barely move it, you know? Just where you have like 0 lash, just baby hand tight. I can still move that pump. Then you wanna take the engine and rotate. See a couple times, but you know, I'm a little extreme. That's it. Get set. Take your little wrench, tighten them up, torque them at 22 pounds, done. If you really want to be that guy that wants to check it at this point, you can unbolt all these little bolts, pull that cover off, and grab that gear, and that gear should better just come out and go back in, smooth, no resistance. If you can do that, you've done it right. As far as the guys who like to shim, okay? Try this instead of shims. Pull your cover off, you have your gear, you have your housing. Take your housing with your left hand, pull it all the way this way. Take your gear with your right hand, pull it all the way that way. Tighten it up, it'll be perfect. No shims needed. Give it just the right enough tolerance either way, and it makes it perfect aligned. All right, I'm gonna continue with this. Get back to you in 2-3 little steps. Show you one more thing before we put the oil pan on. All right, 2 more quick little tips. As you're assembling, always turn the motor. Put a piston in, turn the motor. Put another piston in, turn the motor. Every time you do something, turn the motor. Put the camshaft in, turn the motor. Turn the motor, turn the motor, turn the motor. And what you're doing with that is studying resistance. When it comes down to the oil pump, you're gonna have a big telltale if you've got this pump perfect, okay? Biggest telltale is after you tighten that pump, you start turning that motor over and you feel resistance. Maybe in just one little spot, all right? Don't ignore it. Go back to the last thing you did and undo it. If that resistance is gone, that was your issue, right? With an oil pump that's kind of off, you'll spin the motor, like at one little spot, it'll be kind of hard. You're like, what the fuck? Back that oil pump off. As you back the oil pump off, you'll notice resistance is gone. And it tells you you're not right, so do your procedure all over again, whatever your procedure is, right? Another thing I like to do before I put the oil pan on is I fill that bitch up with oil. I'll put maybe a half a quart through the oil pump, and I'll turn that oil pump. And if you can tell, so I've been turning here, where the old oil filter is gonna go, I already have oil in that passage. So what that does, it fills up all the oil passages in the motor before I even crank it the first time. Just another little thing I do, just my thing. All right, I think this is gonna be the last thing we're gonna do on this little motor. Or last thing I'm gonna show you anyway. Heads are next. Maybe next video I'll get into a little bit of head stuff for y'all. I do a bunch of crazy stuff over that too, so. All right, here we go. And for anybody that's curious, that's the GM pump that I like to use right there. I've used all pumps, all kind of pumps, metalling, the best of the best of the best. That's what I run on everything we have. Turbo truck, I saw 135 pounds on that. As far as for all pressure, it's not in the pump. It's not in the pump. Stock GM pump will get 40 pounds hot on a LS. That's stock, assembled from the factory. LT will get you 35 pounds, 5 pound difference because they have a different crankshaft and different oiling in the crank, so you lose a little bit of pressure with the Gen 4 stuff. But the same pump, I use that same pump that gets 40 pounds and we'll get hot. My motors will have 50, 52, 55. Cold, I'll go fire the workhorse up right now and that bitch will have 70 pounds cold. So, you know, I don't know how much oil pressure you need, but that GM pump gets it done. And I'll say it again, oil pressure has very little to do with the pump and a lot to do with everything else. Last tip of the day. I was wondering how long it would take a new driveway. Okay, it used to be, I don't know, 15 foot wide right there, that, right? So we doubled it. It's like from way over there, from right there to right there. Because it wasn't wide enough and people was, missing the driveway. I was wondering how long it would take for something to miss the driveway. It took less than 24 hours and some couillons already missed the driveway and run through my ditch. I love every one of y'all, but y'all can't drive for shit. Y'all can't drive for shit. And y'all pulling trailers. Well, I think that's what we're gonna wrap up this episode 10. Another crazy week. Every week is crazy. But learned a lot, gained a lot, got a lot more craziness coming. Next week, I have 3 more motors to build in the next 3 days. So 4 motors in 4 days, and then I have 3 Holly jobs to do after that. Brolin has a list of stuff going on, and we're building a shop, and we pouring concrete. And a lot going on, guys, but super fun and super blessed to be able to share it and be part of it. Thank y'all so much for always coming and hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Please like, share, comment. Comments go a long way for us, guys. The more you comment, the more the algorithm picks it up, and all that stuff helps. We're just about 1,500 subs, and it's all organic. There's no fakes in there. It's all people we know mostly, and you guys who we don't know, but we feel like we know. I love every one of y'all. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate it. And we'll catch you on the next one, number 11, next week. Later.